What would you do if the person who was supposed to be proud of you looked you straight in the eyes on your birthday, in front of everyone, and called you a disappointment? Not behind your back, not in private, right there at the dinner table, while people were still holding their forks midair, while the candles were still melting into the cake, because that's exactly what happened to me. And what they didn't know, what nobody at that table realized in that moment, is that 22 days later, those same people would be the ones panicking, calling me nonstop, trying to fix something they couldn't undo. So, let me take you back to that night. It was supposed to be simple. Just a family dinner. Nothing big. I wasn't even expecting anything special. Honestly, I had already lowered my expectations a long time ago when it came to my family. But still, it was my birthday. A small part of me thought maybe, just maybe, things would feel different this time. We were sitting in this nice restaurant, the kind my dad always liked because it made him feel important. Everyone was there. My parents, my older brother, a couple of relatives. Smiles, small talk, fake laughter. You know the type of vibe where everything looks normal on the surface, but underneath it, something feels off. Dinner was going fine at first. Conversations about work, about money, about how well my brother was doing, as usual. He's always been the golden one, the successful one, the one my dad never stops talking about. And me? I've always been the comparison, the example of what not to be. But I kept quiet. I've learned to do that. Just nod, smile, stay out of the spotlight. Let the night pass. Then the cake came. They brought it out with candles, everyone clapping, singing. I forced a smile. I really did try. For a second, it almost felt normal, like maybe this could just be one peaceful night. I made a wish. Not that it matters now. And right after I blew out the candles, my dad leaned back in his chair, looked around the table, and laughed. Not a warm laugh, the kind of laugh that makes your stomach drop. He raised his glass and said, "Well, at least one of my sons turned out right." The table went quiet. You could literally feel the shift in the air. At first, I thought maybe he was joking. You know, one of those awkward family jokes that land badly. But then he looked directly at me, shook his head, and said, "I don't know where I went wrong with you. Honestly, you're a disappointment." Just like that. No hesitation, no regret. In front of everyone. I remember the sound of a fork dropping somewhere on the table. My mom didn't say a word. My brother just looked down, pretending not to hear it. And me? I just sat there, smiling. Because sometimes, the shock is so strong, you don't even react. It's like your brain just freezes. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I didn't make a scene. I just nodded slowly and said, "Yeah, maybe you're right." And I swear, that confused him more than anything, because he expected me to fight back. But I didn't. I just got up, quietly excused myself, and walked out of that restaurant without looking back. No drama, no yelling, just silence. But here's the part they didn't understand. That night didn't break me. It clarified everything. Because when someone shows you exactly how little they think of you, you finally stop trying to prove them wrong. And instead, you start proving yourself right. The next morning, I made a decision. Not emotional, not impulsive, calculated. I cut them off. No calls, no texts, no explanations. I stopped showing up. I stopped caring about their opinions. And more importantly, I stopped waiting for their approval. For years, I had been stuck in this cycle, trying to earn respect that was never going to be given. That night ended it. Now here's where things start to shift. Because while they went back to their normal lives, thinking I was just being sensitive or overreacting, I was working, quietly, relentlessly. See, what they never paid attention to is that I had been building something on the side for months, something small at first, something they would have laughed at if they knew. But after that dinner, I went all in. No distractions, no self-doubt, no more trying to fit into a role they had created for me. I started waking up earlier, sleeping later, learning, testing, failing, adjusting, every single day. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't doing it to impress anyone. I was doing it for me. Days passed, then weeks. Not a single message from me. But from them? Oh, they started noticing. First, it was small. A couple of missed calls. Where have you been? Text. Then it escalated. Because 22 days later, everything changed. I remember exactly where I was. I was sitting in my apartment, looking at my phone, staring at numbers I never thought I'd see. Because the thing I had been building, it worked. Not just a little. It exploded. Opportunities started coming in. Money started flowing. The same thing they would have dismissed as a waste of time suddenly became something real. Something undeniable. And that's when the panic started. My phone lit up. My dad, calling. Again, and again, and again. Then messages. Call me back. Urgent. We need to talk. It was almost funny, because for years I couldn't get a single word of validation from him. And now? He couldn't stop reaching out. I didn't answer. Not immediately. I let it sit. Because sometimes, silence says more than any words ever could. Eventually, I picked up, and I could hear it in his voice. The tone was different. No arrogance, no superiority, just uncertainty. He started asking questions about what I was doing, about how I was doing it, about why I didn't tell them, and then came the part I'll never forget. He said, "Why didn't you come to us? We could have helped you." Helped me? That word hit different. Because where was that help 22 days ago? Where was that support? At that dinner table? I paused for a second, and then I said calmly, "I didn't need help. I needed respect." Silence. Complete silence. For the first time, he had nothing to say. And that's when it hit me. The roles had flipped. Not because I became better than them, but because I stopped accepting less than what I deserved. Here's the truth nobody talks about. Revenge isn't loud. It's not shouting. It's not arguments. It's not proving someone wrong in the moment. The real kind of revenge is building a life so solid that the people who doubted you are forced to watch from the outside, and they don't get to be part of it anymore. It's walking away without closure and becoming the kind of person they can't ignore. It's silence, followed by results. And the best part? You don't even feel the need to go back and say, "I told you so," because by then, it doesn't matter anymore. So if you've ever been in that position, if someone made you feel small, especially when they were supposed to lift you up, don't waste your energy trying to change their mind. Don't argue. Don't beg for validation. Just step back, go quiet, and build. Because one day, whether it's 22 days later, or 6 months, or a year, the same people who doubted you will start asking questions. And when they do, you won't need to explain anything. Your life will answer for you.